I can't help but these, cause they know they can never touch these. So baby, let me talk my shit, or I might just go another feed. You know I can't help but these, cause they know they can never touch these. So baby, let me talk my shit, or I might just go another feed.
Yo! Yo! Bazooka!
Loro no wa Zoro.
I am Sailor Moon!
Go forth.
And prevail!
Go! Go! Go, Web, go!
Nobody's getting hurt.
Gamer community is from globally. We have from Latin America, we have from Asia, as well as USA and also Europe. So I think this is one of the very key distinctions that we have and we can bring onto the table for Web3 gaming.
Maraming mga opportunities sa Web3 eh. You can start from knowing what is wallet, something like that, right? What is token? What is crypto? From there, kung gamers kayo at heart, you can onboard yourself or your friends.
Let me tell them one time, I've been on the grind, this my prime. Let me tell them one time, I've been on the grind.
Talking to you as students, as our fellow community members in Metaversity and YGG is really helping us to shape a much larger program for education for Web3 and really providing more of these economic opportunities to as many Filipinos as we can.
I already knew that I wanted to be involved in video games. Alam ko parang naisip ko habang naglalaro ako ng mga games na to, sino ba yung gumagawa ng mga games na to? Paano ba siyang ginagawa? So when I graduated in 2000, I knew I wanted to become a game developer.
Again, we have two options on how you can trade cash or crypto sa CoinsPH. First, you can use the spot trade, and second, you can use the buy and sell feature.
I've been on the grind, and this is my prime. Let me tell them one time. Said I'm all in my prime. Let me tell them one time. I've been on the grind, feeling real good, yeah, all in my prime. It's about that time. Say your goodbyes, 'cause ain't no match for the way that I grind, yeah, I'm all in my prime.
Hey guys, GM, how's everyone? Welcome to another AMA with the YGG community, and it's been a hot minute, but we are back. We are now here with our Q2 2024 update. So as per the usual, we have full stack. The whole team is here, and yeah, we're excited to give you the one-on-one. Gabby, how are you doing?
Doing good. It's nice to see everyone very chatty in our AMA discussion channel in our Discord.
Yeah, as always, I think there's a lot of hype about the past few months. We've had Gaps, season 5 and 6. We have the YGG road trip. We also have, a lot of surprises. Make Sequinox reaching top 3 in parallel, and maybe YPS pretty soon. So yeah, Gabby, the floor is yours.
Yeah, so welcome all of you. As most of you know, we do this community update touch point quarterly. The slides are actually quite short, but the rest of the hour is made for AMA. So we have a lot of our senior team here. My co-founder Beryl is here. A lot of people across different parts of YGG. Andy represents a lot of our partnerships. Sam for Gap, of course, you've seen her around. John is there to talk about SuperQuest and data. Kazuo, Cairo in here. So there's a lot of people from YGG here, and we're gonna go through the slides. But yeah, please feel free to ask questions. And yeah, let's get started. Andy?
Yeah, thanks, Gabby, and good evening, everyone from Asia. Let's begin the presentation with our high-level numbers. And this is for Q2 of 2024. All numbers here are as of June, unless otherwise noted. So first, on the community column, we've reached an online reach globally of 7 million. This includes our regional guild partners. We currently have 11 regional guild partners, and I'll be talking more about this on a following page. So for the first half of 2024, our cumulative total new signups to our questing platform was a bit above 250,000. And so that's the first column. Now, moving to the middle column, this is the cost to acquire the assets that we have across games, across guilds, infrastructure partners as well. And then the third column, which represents their current market value at the end of June of 2024. So first with game partnership tokens, the cost to acquire these were around 3.9 million. And the market value of that is 15 million at the beginning of June 2024. And a lot of that was driven by Pet Hooligan and Pixels. I know these are games that you guys all really like. So that's on the game token side. On the NFT front, cost to acquire those have been 4.8 mil, and they're around 3.6 now. For the 7 guild partnerships that we incubated, cost to acquire was around 4.2. Today, they still remain at 4.2. On our infrastructure numbers, the acquisition cost here is worth 3.5 million, and now at the end of June, they're around 11.7. So a lot of this is driven from Ronin and Oasis and other infrastructure partners like them. So in summary, total cost to acquire these different assets was around 16 mil. And their market value at the end of June is 34.5 million, excluding our stable coins and other large cap tokens. So I think we can move on to the next page. We've secured a couple of different token positions, and these are asset acquisitions in Q2. And so the idea is that we can support the development and growth as well as align ourselves strategically. So the first one I wanted to announce was BOGX. Cost to acquire this was around 200,000, so we participated in this round. And BOGX short for Blade of God X, and this is going to be an action RPG, and it's going to make use of trainable AI agents in the gameplay. So it's going to be really quite an exciting game that we're all looking forward to see. Second is Sending Labs, and the cost to acquire that was 128,000. Their core product is Sending Me, and this is a decentralized token gated messenger app. So we've got future plans with them to integrate their communication stack into our platform. And then lastly was Society. So we participated in their pre-series A raise. This is for 25K, and we're quite excited about this Web3 shooter. It's got a lot of different RPG elements and PvP and PvE experiences. So that's a summary and asset acquisition for the quarter. Moving forward, you can expect us to be doing more of these opportunistically and seeing if we can align strategically with the different partners. So I'll move on to sort of the last slide that I'll cover today. Yep. As I said, I was going to cover a little bit about our regional guild partners. Over the last few years, we've built and incubated, this vibrant, global network. And as of June, as I mentioned, we've reached this online reach of 7 mil. And so that's been really exciting. A lot of that's been driven by KGen, formerly IndieGG, as well as YGG PH. I think the notable updates from Q2 are that, from Ola GG to YGG, they both participated in in different bounty quests for Gap Season 6. I think Ola was also for Season 5. YGG's been working hard on their SBT product launch and their proof of contribution protocol. Cajun also, as I mentioned, has seen incredible traction this past year, whether it's their engagement platform or their proof of gamer engine, and they're developing their Cajun gamer chain. Lastly, I did want to also call out SkyGG, and this is our regional sister guild in Korea, as we'll be hosting a joint Web3 gaming side event at Korea Blockchain Week. We're going to cover that a little bit more in one of the following slides, but really excited about that. So yeah, in summary, just expect us to have a few more updates on the regional guild partners, and yeah, we can move on to the next page. Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks, guys. Leah here from Emfarsis. I'll take you through media coverage. As you know, we get loads of media coverage every quarter, so this is really just a sprinkling of the best. And in case you missed it, you must go back and read or listen. So up the top, we've got Inquirer and Bitpinas. We actually had so much local coverage of the road trip. Thanks to everyone who helped us make it such a big story here in the Philippines. But Inquirer is like a really difficult publication to get into in the Philippines. That's why we want to call it out. And of course, Bitpinas, our amazing, amazing, amazing partner, which covered every single leg of the trip, did community interviews, all that sort of thing. They were absolutely incredible. So thank you, Bitpinas. We also had some Bloomberg coverage, which was looking at how crypto was being adopted across Asia, and did some pretty interesting kind of zoom in terms of the Filipino landscape and how it's very specific here in the Philippines compared to other countries around Web3 adoption. And down on the left there, you can see the Southeast Asia Blockchain Week. There was an incredible report that was an outcome of that event where Gabby was interviewed and YGG was featured as a case study. So that was pretty sick. And then the last two we've got here is two podcasts, very highly recommended for listening if you're looking for something this weekend. The Blockchain Gamer Biz podcast was with Shikai Wei from Longhash, which is an investor in YGG, and Shikai is just an amazing visionary in this space and has some really cool ideas about the future of Web3 gaming. Put in with Gabby, and it's going to be an absolute bonza conversation. And the Defiant, we had Cami Russo. She is a real leader in terms of Web3 journalism, known all around the world. And what I loved about her conversation with Gabby was she's actually known Gabby for a few years now. So it was a really great update in terms of what is YGG now, where is YGG going, and there's some really great explainers in there about the guild protocol and on-chain guilds. So those two podcasts you've absolutely got to listen to. Please do. That's it for that slide. And I'll take the next one as well. So road trip, I think there's a lot of people here in the Discord AMA tonight who attended at least one, if not many, of the legs of the road trip. I just had a few highlights here that I wanted to share. So if you're interested to know, our total attendees was nearly 7,000 people across all legs, which is just like insane, amazing numbers. So good. Congratulations to YGG Filipinas for such an incredible turnout. We had 17 games in show matches and more than 20 games and sponsors with booths. So you'll probably remember 23 stamps for quest cards. We had some new KOLs on the stage. So Excelsior's narrative from the Batangas leg was absolutely amazing, really kind of setting us off into a new era in terms of the leaders who are kind of shaping the voice of the Philippine landscape here. And we had fun hosting from Munchies, Mikolo, Ruth, Steffi, Kobe Streams, and hosts like Abo and Big Daddy. Kudos to you guys. You absolutely made it. And we were so proud of you guys up there on the stage. Can't wait for more. And also to see you guys usher in a new generation of KOLs and content creators too. So passing the baton. But next we had guild meetups. So a lot of the guilds actually held their meetups either at the road trip or on the sidelines of certain legs. There was Synergy, BCH, NFT X Street, AXU, Sando, GNC Guild. There was Twilight Infinity with Sir Alvon. Apologies if I don't pronounce this one correctly, but Kuroi Boshi Crew, I hope I did that right. Thanks for bearing with my Australian accent. And of course, Master Kamote as well, and lots of other guilds across the Guild Alliance. So that was really awesome to see. Plenty of trash talk as well. That's what I'm here for. Shout out to Dizzy, Sparky, Shanks, Cuckoo, Nate, all the usuals that you can count on for amazing trash talk. There was Jambo phone giveaways, many merch hauls. I absolutely love seeing Sparky out there basically losing his voice, giving away all the merch. That was awesome. And don't forget, we had some incredible international guests as well. So we had game devs in Cebu from Immutable, Mighty Bear Games, Joyride Games. They'd flown in from as far as, Singapore, Australia. Such recognition for the Philippines too, in terms of showing that this really is the epicenter of Web3 gaming adoption. And we also had influencers in Manila who had flown in as well. We had Yellow Panther, Kaiser Gaming, 88, Sequinox, really incredible international representation there. And just a couple of more things. We had Edison. I don't know who here actually went on the Edison platform. If you couldn't make it to Manila, you could be at the road trip Manila leg in the metaverse, which was sick. And of course, we had Lola Amore. We had Lola Amore actually performing for the grand finale in Manila, which was just amazing. I just wanted to throw to you, Gabby, because Gabby and Mensch, I mean, they were basically the community pick for winners of the cosplay competition. So what was your takeaway from the Manila event, Gabby?
Yeah, I attended the Cebu and Manila legs, and the energy was just amazing. In Manila, Trinoma is such a big mall, but we were able to really fill up the activity center in the middle, and we even had YP flying in all the way from Malaysia to join us, and then people stayed around after all of the show matches to watch the performance by Lola Amore. So it was just an amazing experience.
Yeah, it really was, and well done to everyone who made it a reality. It was just for me too. I had such an incredible experience. I got to go to a few legs, and I was just absolutely blown away by the community spirit and level of participation. It was awesome. I am already counting down to November, but I think we'll talk about that later. Maybe we can go to the next slide, Sedano. Actually, Gabby, do you want to take us through the upcoming events? We've got some special ones on YGG's plate.
Yeah, so September is going to be pretty busy. We'll be attending Fork, which is a one-day conference, and then we're hosting two events. One with our sister guild, YGG, and one with Iskra, which is a close friend of ours. And they'll both be held at the largest PC gaming cafe in Gangnam. So we'll be featuring a lot of our game partners there. The YGG one will be focused on Web3 esports, competitive games, and then the Iskra one will showcase Iskra as well as some other partners' games. So we really want to show that when YGG hosts an event, a lot of it is around gaming, actually playing the games that we love in the community, and that's our focus at KBW. And on Token 2049, we're very busy. There's also a lot of events that we're doing, and a lot of these actually is around our future of work. If you've seen the AI bounties that we have in last season of GAP, so that's the future of work vertical that we just started. So we're working with some protocols like Sapien, Synthesis One, Navigate, Protobots, for those of you that have driven the robot. And we're starting to talk to people about the quests that we're doing that are outside of gaming, or gamified data, AI collection, and all of that. And other events that we're doing will be at Double XP Gaming Night, ABGA, Milken Institute, and Uplink, which is an event that is hosted by Echelon Foundation in parallel. And lastly, we'll be at Binance Blockchain Week in Dubai at the end of October. But most important is the next slide. Everything leads to the YGG Play Summit in November. We've talked to this a little bit already. It's happening November 19 to 23 in Manila at BGC specifically. So you should reserve the dates already and make sure that you're there. And we'll have a lot of big speakers, a lot of game founders from all over the world are flying in. We're going to have a big expo that showcases your favorite games. We're going to have some tournaments. We'll have creators from all over the world, and there's going to be a few more surprises. So we're actually going to start the big announcements by next week. So I can promise you this is going to be the best Web3 gaming event, not just in the Philippines, not just in Asia, but all over the world.
Okay, I think this is me from YGG. This year, we've had incredible progress in terms of growing our community and growing community. We launched a course with educating on its guild system and being able to sign up 200,000 new users. We saw over 5% people that completed 3 levels of we had also remarkable Infinity Super Quest and ongoing development of our community and engagement. The next slide, please. Oh, next slide.
Yes, I think you just want to move to talking about Gap.
Okay, sure. So as everyone knows, the Guild Advancement Program has concluded its season 5, and now we're at season 6. So the season 5 season concluded last June 4. We saw over 7,000 active participants, which reflected the 77% growth from the previous season of Gap. We featured 4 exciting games for Gap Season 5, and for Season 6 now we have even more. So those 4 games were Pixels, Mighty Action Heroes, Block Lords, and Rumble Racing Star. And we got a lot of good feedback from the community on Season 5. So we actually brought some of the exciting quests and games back for Season 6. We distributed over 13,000 Soulbound tokens or achievement badges to the community for Season 5. So we took all of this feedback from Season 5 and we wanted to enrich the experience even further. So we made a few adjustments and additional features for Season 6. Next slide, please. Okay, so currently we're at Season 6. We have about 3 weeks left. So for everyone who's been grinding and doing all of the quests for the current Gap season, please continue to do so. We have like different quests for different types of gamers. We are featuring 8 exciting games for this season, which includes mobile games and PC games. It also includes a lot of quests that are friendly for beginners, people who have more time, and people who are more competitive and want to be featured in the leaderboards. This season, we also introduced the new Season Pass. So it was already mentioned in previous AMAs and previous sessions that the Season Pass is really here to engage more users, where you could pay 25 YGG tokens to access more quests in exchange for super exciting rewards. A lot of them are YGG branded assets or custom skins or stat boosts in game. So if you haven't already purchased the Season Pass, I think it's really worth the value to purchase one and get all access to all of these exciting rewards. Other community initiatives aside from Gap include the game testing program. So far in the year, there are already more than 25 completed game tests. And currently we have 5 ongoing campaigns. So this is where we really test out all of the games that haven't completely launched their public versions yet. But we've had a lot of good feedback from the game testing community with a lot of games that want to partner with YGG long term. Lastly, we just introduced community nights last week. So we won't have one this week because we have the community AMA session happening now. But it's going to be a weekly event for onboarding new players and engaging existing players alike. This is where we will be holding special campaigns with games, giveaways, and other community activities. And I will give the floor back to, I believe Fallen can discuss Super Quest again.
Yeah. We will briefly go over the Pixel Super Quest. So yeah, Super Quest, we saw a great turnout. This was a collaboration with Pixels as well as YGG, where Big Gaboosh, we got the guild hall going. It seemed like a very fitting collaboration to work with Pixels to launch their guilds, since YGG is the Guild of Guilds. So we were able to put together a really cool kind of super quest, walking people through how guilds work in Pixels, in conjunction with player W3, who is a content creator for Pixels as well. So as you can see, 156,000 signups over the two-month campaign period, which is huge, and over a 95% completion rate when it comes to the first level there, and probably very, very high completion rates as well for all three levels. We wanted to make this fairly accessible for everyone to be able to participate and figure out how guilds worked in Pixels, and I feel we did a really good job. In terms of future super quests, I can't really touch too much on there, but we are looking into possible future super quests, so be on the lookout for that as well. Yeah, thanks. I'll hand it back to Sedano, I guess.
Just reminding everyone that we will be having an AMA at the end of the presentation, and make sure to drop those questions right now on the Discord chat. And if you're watching from Twitter, Facebook, Twitch, everywhere else, make sure to hit that follow, reshare, and yeah, let's tell our friends on the updates that we have tonight. And something that's very interesting, I think that most games have also been shifting towards, is a lot of competitive gameplay. And we'd like to have Gabby back on stage and give us the one-on-one on esports.
Yeah, so we've been doing well in YGG Esports, particularly in three games that we're covering: Parallel, Axie Infinity, and Cypher. So let's start with Parallel. So Sequinox, who's been with the YGG community since late last year, he placed second in the Paragon's DAO Parallel tournament, and then the first Parallel Planetfall Invitational. Yeah, he won the entire tournament. So yeah, great first tournament win for Sequinox, and we're expecting to see more of it in the future. And then we signed another popular Hearthstone creator, Tyler. And so he's joined YGG last June. And then, yeah, he's been #1 on the parallel leaderboards. What's great about him is that he's a very vocal proponent of crypto games. And he has a following, not just in Web3, but in Web2 because of his work in Hearthstone. And we expect him to kind of extend more coverage, not just of Parallel, but YG as well, into his existing user base. Sil has been doing super well in Cypher. We even went to Vietnam and then competed and won. And yeah, just part of YGG Elite covering Cypher. Sil and his team are doing a great job. And for DC, our YGG Esports captain, he was featured in New York Times covering YGG Esports. And yeah, he's been very active doing content about Parallel. And yeah, we expect to see more great things from him in the future.
These guys are definitely shaping what the future of esports is looking like in different games, different genres, and all of these guys are, from the YGG community. It's really good to see a lot more people hopping on, trying out games on Gap, even doing some leaderboard quests, finishing those battle passes, and yeah, a lot of stuff to look forward to in the next coming months, especially for YPS. So I think it's our favorite part of the AMA. And we do have some questions here from the community, but if you still are shy, don't be. Now's the perfect time to ask what you have in mind. All right, so I think we have a really good question here. So I'll be dropping this as well on chats. Gabby, I think this one would be for you, also for Sam. So the question is, what will be the main focus of Gap in terms of features for the next part of the year?
I'll let Sam talk more about specific features, but if you want to talk about what's coming for Gap and how we're thinking about questing, I can give a little bit of the thinking on our end. One is that we'll be placing more emphasis in the future about group-based or guild-based quests. In other words, things like guild-based leaderboards, guild-based prize pools and rewards. We've noticed like a lot of really great activity by guilds, but our rewarding is via individuals. And one of the problems that not just in Gap, but actually in crypto in general, is that rewarding every single player, every single user does not scale. You can give $1 to one player. You can even give $100 to 100 players. But if you give $10 to 1 million players, then you can't afford to do it, right? And this is what sinks crypto economies. So crypto rewards programs have to move to a place where you're not rewarding everyone that's coming in. You reward a certain population, probably due to leaderboards. And this lends itself very well to guilds. So expect us to do larger prize pools for guilds. So we'll still have individual quests that give out points that can give rewards. This will change a little bit next season. We're going to have a rewards portal where you can claim not just YGG, but other tokens and NFTs. But expect us to put the heavier emphasis on rewards, on guild-based quests and prize pools where the top X number of guilds will win the reward. So that rewards a lot of planning and participation by guilds, a lot of planning so that they can get on the leaderboards, and a lot of organization as well. I think a lot of our guilds are pretty well suited to do that. And yeah, for me, this is where we're moving towards. Sam, is there anything you want to add to that?
Yeah, thanks for that, Gabby. So as Gabby said, it's really basically we're building Gap built for guild or group-oriented quests. So if you don't have a current guild already, I highly suggest forming one or joining an existing one, because the upcoming season 7 is going to be full of group quests. Aside from that, we are working on a new rewards system that will hopefully be a better reward system for everyone, because you will get more prizes other than just the YGG token. Another thing that I do want to highlight as well is a focus on premium quests. So for the season 6, we released premium quests and the season pass for the first time, and we've had a lot of good feedback around the quests that we have for the season pass. One specific example is the Rumble Racing Star quest. I know that a lot of people here have been trading their stickers and really grinding the game and enjoying the game just to collect all the stickers for the YGG sticker album. So we are working towards having more quests like that that are YGG themed for the upcoming season. And of course, we want to feature games that are available both on mobile and PC users alike. So I think that pretty much covers it. We'll have a lot of more exciting details out soon.
Awesome. So thank you so much, Sam, and I'm super excited myself. Even more specifically when our guild started to go on chain. A lot of competitive environment, a lot of guild opportunities. Questing together. Finally, we're gonna be seeing that MMORPG dream of guilds rolling up with their badges, doing quests all together for these different games. So super cool. I think I have a follow-up question as well. So Gabby, Sam, feel free to take it. So right now, quests are counted towards points acquisition, right? What do these quests look like in a bigger picture, contributing to the overall goals of YGG? Maybe Gabby, would you want to take this?
I didn't understand the question.
Yeah, so the question is, so we do have quests right now that help with user acquisition, right? How do quests fit in with the broader goals of YGG?
Okay, so if you look at YGG, right, we've always had strong community from day one, and uh, the questing on top of that is the product that we're building so that we can scale the community. And the question is always, how does this get value? How does it accrue value? And actually, who is paying for the rewards, right? That ultimately we're paying out. And the business model for that is that games want to pay for high value users that come into these games and play them. So that's why we have a questing system, and that's why we want to incentivize high value. You go into a game, you play for a certain number of days, you rank high on the leaderboard, you're in esports, you're creating content. These are all high value actions that games like to do. They don't want gamers that will come in, not make any content, and basically just play enough to be able to sell tokens later on. And I think that is kind of behavior that is like not sustainable for the economy. So questing is evolving, and it's evolving as we're growing the player base, as more people are introduced to Web3. And yeah, this is what we're trying to do along with the YGG community. And the reason that we have achievements, that we have soulbound tokens, is that we can objectively prove the value of our communities. What have they done? What games they're playing? Are they a creator? Are they doing AI bounties? Are they in esports? We can all show that from your achievements.
Yeah, and maybe Gabby, going back to esports, right? So there's a question here about, let's say there's a new guy, right? So he's asking, so how can I get started with my esports career with YGG? So he says, I'm still a newbie, but he can play competitive.
Yeah, so playing competitive, I think choose a game, rank high in the leaderboard, and join some tournaments. For example, if you're like top maybe 20, 30 in parallel, I think you're good enough to play competitively in the tournaments. And then we'll start being more active and creating tournaments that will have like smaller prize pools leading up to big rewards. I think this is generally where the future of Web3 games is headed in like the next 1 to 2 years. A lot of games will be free to play, where you can play without any NFTs. But if you are skilled, you'll be able to earn money by ranking high on the leaderboards and getting rewards in tournaments. So I think skilled play will definitely be rewarded.
Nice. And maybe we'd be jumping back into esports and what's in store this year at the YGG conference, the YGG Play Summit, in a bit. But real quick, I want to go back to Sam. So, Sam, we'd like to know, like, do you guys have any plans of doing a mix for rewards? So maybe XP points and merch, maybe XP points and a Jamba phone, a gaming laptop, and stuff like that, or maybe even in-game items, something like what we've been doing with Super Quests.
Yeah, definitely. There will be a focus on items that aren't just YGG tokens for rewards. So in the current season, we have that already for the premium season pass. But in future seasons, we'll have stuff like in-game assets and NFTs together with the YGG tokens that can be claimed with the YGG points that people earn from GAP.
Awesome. And I've also noticed a lot of games having battle passes right on the onset. And maybe a super cool feature here is that, you know, maybe if you finish, let's say, a part of the quest or one of the quests, right, you could already get kick-started with your adventure in that game by getting a free battle pass or something to that extent. So a lot of exciting stuff lined up. So thanks for that, Sam. And yeah, going back to the YGG Play Summit happening in November in Manila. For me, it's going to be the biggest Web3 gaming event in the world. Gabby, what does esports look like?
Yeah, so we're going to have a major tournament with a very, very big prize pool in November. We're not going to announce it yet, but maybe in the next 2 to 3 weeks, we'll be ready to announce it. So this is a game that a lot of you are already playing, and some of you are already good at. We're also looking at more minor tournaments for some of the other games. So definitely in the coming year and in November, esports will be a major focus of YGG. Not just for globally, but also we'll have smaller grassroots tournaments across the country as well.
Mm-hmm. And what do you say, Gabby, right, that this year's conference, we are shifting its focus. We've had the Philippine Web3 Festival 2 years ago. Last year we had the YGG Web3 Game Summit, and now it's going to be called the YGG Play Summit. Is there any reasoning or intention behind that?
Yeah, because ultimately we're just playing games. We don't need to highlight the Web3 part. I think in the future, Web3 games will just be games. So we want to get ahead of that. And for the YGG Play Summit, we're just showing some of the best new upcoming games in the world.
So there you have it, guys. It's going to be a first, definitely, for you guys to check out. If you don't have plans yet, make sure that you block those dates on the calendars. November 19 onwards, we are going to be seeing you. A lot of side events, a lot of game partners, and of course, everyone, we love that merch and a lot of exclusive stuff happening as well. We have a question here from K8. So he's asking, do we have any plans to bring back members or questers who've left? Maybe a program for returning questers and having special quests for Gap just for them. There you go. Maybe it's also tied into a referral system of some sorts. Maybe Sam, you could take this one.
Yeah, sorry, could you repeat the first part of the question, Sedano?
So K8 is asking, do you have any plans to bring back members or questers who've left? Maybe a program of some sorts.
Not sure if we'll have a specific program, but of course, like, it is something that we want to incentivize for previous players to keep coming back for Gap. That's why we're always coming up with new quests, new games, adding exciting rewards, adding a lot of incentives for people to keep coming back.
Super cool. And are there also maybe plans or integrations of these tokens, these soulbound tokens, these badges that we have, and integrating it with IRL experiences, let's say for the conference? Is that something that we can explore?
Oh, that's definitely something exciting and something that we can explore. And of course, like, I do want to touch on the soulbound tokens. So these achievement badges and soulbound tokens are really proof that these users completed specific types of quests. So it's also our way of identifying individuals who have completed all the leaderboard quests or have completed AI bounties. So that's going to be helpful for us in tapping those users again for future quests that they could participate in that's not necessarily open to the rest of the community. So that's something exciting that we're looking forward to.
Nice. And Sam, how many more Gap seasons do you think we are going to be having before the end of 2024?
So for the rest of the year, we are targeting 2 more Gap seasons. So it's going to be a full and exciting year. There's going to be a lot of games, but there's also going to be more bounties and more special types of quests that aren't just around games or aren't just around community activities. So we are partnering with a lot of different groups that we're excited to share more about soon.
Super exciting. So guys, there you have it. We are almost at the top of the hour, so make sure that you guys send down all the questions that you have. We've been seeing, a lot of esports related questions, Gap related questions, YPS questions. So go for it, guys. If you have any more that you want to ask from anyone in the team. And while you're at it, make sure to follow, reshare, and also tell your friends. The live stream will be uploaded right after we end this broadcast. So, guys, maybe Fallen, I know that you have been day in and day out in the front lines with the community. And we've seen a lot of interest with all these community events, community live streams, and we're not even mentioning what's going on the PH side. Like, we're breaking records on Discord, right? We're doing all-time highs. The very successful podcast premiere with Pixels and Emfarsis, stuff like that, right? What have you noticed, right? What's going on right now in the community?
Yeah, thanks, Sedano. We're seeing amazing engagement with the community. So thank you to everybody that's tuning in, that's been coming to, our various events, whether it's, the play party for Nifty that we recently had, or, our AMAs, anything. Showing the love and support for us really helps us keep going, and especially the feedback too. So just to mention, there is a Gap feedback forum that we just announced and put out that AC has put together. We really want to collect as much information from the community on what they liked about Gap, what didn't really work. So give us as much feedback as possible. If you feel like our UI is not good, like it's hard to find, the Gap page on the website, let us know, because then we can give that back to the team and say, hey, multiple people are saying that they have an issue with this. Let's try and fix it as soon as possible. YGG is really built on the community. It's community first. It always has been. You've heard it from our founders, Gabby, Beryl, Owl, right? We are community first. We really take your feedback. We want you guys to feel like you are a part and your voice is heard. So give us as much feedback. You can always reach out to any of our moderation. You can reach out to me in the Discord. I'm not super picky about messages. If you have a question, whether it's Gap related, community related, please feel free to reach out and we'll do our best to answer you.
Fallen, let's talk about, let's say, the process of getting support from Gap Quests, right? So what does that look like? The turnover times. We also are doing some of these manually, right? And what is that experience, and what are the improvements that we're expecting for the next season?
Yeah, so there's a really big push right now on getting a lot more API integration so that we can automate the quest vetting experience. Right now, a lot of it is manual. So you can imagine if we have 5,000 people plus that are all submitting various quests, not just one quest. So you multiply 5,000 by, I don't know, 8 quests or whatever, you're into, thousands and thousands of submissions that need to be vetted. So we are looking at expanding our vetting team, but the big thing is automation. If we can automate a lot of these quests, not only are people going to be able to get confirmation if their quest was accepted or rejected way quicker, and that way they can file an appeal if there's an issue, but it takes a lot of the workload off of us. So we're not quite there yet. We're kind of at a halfway system where quests are partially API vetted. So essentially we take the data, so all the submissions, and we feed that over to the game team, the specific game team. They will then give us the data back. They will query their API, whether or not with the criteria to make sure that people have completed it, and then we will upload that to the website. So it's partially integrated for some quests right now. I will say this: if you can use the same username, people, when you sign up, it makes our job a lot easier. We have seen some issues where when we try and query the API, if your username is not the same or is different from what you give in the form, you will end up getting rejected, even though you might meet the criteria. So if you are seeing rejected, please resubmit and make sure that the name that you're applying in the form is the right one associated to your account, because then we can't query the API if it's the wrong account.
All right, noted. And yeah, Fallen, one thing I've also noticed, right, is that for this season, we've also streamlined a lot of quests where it's really geared towards getting high value players, as Gabby mentioned earlier, right? There's not much anymore that you can do with multi-accounting, maybe some exploiting of the games and all of that stuff. And I think that that overall experience, I personally hopping into My Pit Hooligan, but there are still a lot of AFKers. Guys, we're watching you. We're taking screenshots. But yeah, like seeing all of my friends, all of my guildmates hopping into a game at a random time throughout the day. We haven't been doing this, but now we are picking up. Gap is kicking off all of these activities. It's really, really cool to see all of these, not only, our favorite games, but also the new AAA games that are coming out. Even game testing is on another level. So there's a lot of exciting stuff happening in the community. And we're definitely looking forward, Sam, Fallen, to our community nights. Yeah, maybe you could give us more what to expect in the next few episodes. Fallen, Sam, take the stage.
I'll touch on this, Sam, if you want.
Sure, go ahead.
Yeah, so again, our community nights, we've really taken a lot of inspiration, obviously, from the PH side. They do a great job. Shout out Spracky, Big Spracky, who me and Corp City met in Toronto actually recently, and shout out to Agent K as well. Yeah, we're trying to kind of put together a more global style. So it's really great that PH has a lot of events, and we know most of our players are located in the Philippines, but we're trying to touch on a little bit more of a global side of things. So we're going to be putting together our own events. If there's stuff that you guys would like to see or certain games that you think we would like to touch on, we'll be doing that. But yeah, we'll essentially just be doing some community playthroughs together. AC, myself, Cairo, we'll be pulling in some core team members, especially as more multiplayer games come out. Just like Ember Sword, as we were kind of doing there, Sedano, you can expect some community group playthroughs where we all play together on these games.
Nice. And Fallen, are there going to be any, some goodies at the end of these streams? Something to look forward to for the community?
Sam is diligently putting together some things, as you guys can see, whether it's whitelists or other rewards. So we will have something. I can't guarantee that it will be for every stream, but you'll have to tune in to find out.
Yep, super exciting, especially when we hit more than 500, 800. I'd like to see you guys do a wheel of names on that. I'm not sure how we're gonna figure that out. But yeah, a lot of exciting stuff, especially for the upcoming programs that we have on the global side, led by Fallen and, of course, Sam. So, guys, make sure that you're there every Wednesday. Ashraf, he says, I have a suggestion. For example, screenshots. Can you make it accurate and related totally to the criteria? I think this is also something to do, Sam, with our approach on uploading photos on Gap Quests for submission, right? I think there's a very important context on why we're asking people to tweet it and use hashtags instead. Maybe, Sam, you could jump in for this real quick before we wrap up.
Yeah, for sure. It's really for tracking purposes. When we ask you guys to tweet about your gaming experiences and posting related screenshots, it's number one, a way for us to validate if you've actually done the quest. Of course, we also check this with our gaming partners to avoid any fraudulent activities or people who do multi-accounts or post fake screenshots. But the second is it also increases, I guess, the social aspect of questing, where if you post about your questing journey on Twitter or on Facebook, then other people can see in your network and they'll be curious and try the game as well or try Gap as well. So it's really mainly for those two reasons. When it comes to like the details in the screenshot, it's really mostly just relevant to what's required for the completion criteria for each quest.
Mm-hmm. And I also think, Sam, that in terms of multi-language support, right, the YGG PH team has been doing an amazing job in making sure that these new guys being onboarded into the Guild Advancement Program get the support that they need. But moving forward, Sam, like, will there be other languages that the Guild Advancement Program, collaterals, promotions, even the quest details will be supporting?
Yes, that's definitely something that our team is working on, the product and design team at YGG. However, like, we don't have a specific timeline for this yet, but definitely our goal is really to accommodate more communities, not just the Philippines, not just North America, but also like all the markets. So we will roll out multi-language support as we develop that feature.
Yep, and definitely expect more Tagalog translated content from the team over at YGG PH. And on that note, the YGG Guild Advancement Program Season 6 is live right now with a huge giveaway campaign. We are giving out 1 gaming laptop, 10 Jambo phones, 3 YGG merch boxes, and 2,500 peso giveaways as well. So the mechanics, questers have to complete the Welcome to YGG PH quest to enter the raffle. So yeah, this started back in August 8th and will be running until the end of Gap Season 6. So if you haven't checked that out, make sure that you do. And if you need some help, message us, drop messages on Discord, message a friend. We're here 24/7 to help you guys out. And yeah, wrapping things up, we'll be handing over the stage back to Gabby for any closing remarks. Gabby, take it away.
Yeah, so we're 2/3 around the end of the year. A lot of exciting stuff coming up for November. And again, just want to remind everyone that we are going to orient our questing towards guild-based quests and rewards. So make sure to find your favorite guild and just ride with them, because a lot of the experience is going to be tailored towards guilds. And of course, it's in our name in YGG. And so you should expect more of that. And I'll see you either in our questing or I'll see you at the YPS in November.
Awesome. So there you have it, guys. This is the YGG community update for Q2 2024. We'll be seeing you, and we'll be seeing you in the metaverse. Cheers, guys, and peace out.
Thank you, everyone.
Cheers, guys.
Thanks, everyone. Bye.
Cause they know they can touch these.
Bye, everyone.
So baby, let me talk my shit, or I might just go another feed. You know I can't help but these, cause they know they can never touch these. So baby, let me talk my shit, or I might just go another feed.
Yo! Yo! Bazooka!
Loro no wa Zoro.
I am Sailor Moon!
Go forth.
I prevail!
Go! Go! Go, Web, go!
Nobody's getting hurt.
Gamer community is from globally. We have from Latin America, we have from Asia, as well as USA, and also Europe. So I think this is one of the very key distinctions that we have and we can bring onto the table for Web3 gaming.